Hello and welcome to the swatch party. I am so excited to have you here today. I am not going to keep this intro very long because I actually just wanted to pop on. I realized as I was editing this video that there were a few things that I didn't mention that I wanted to include. So I'm assuming that you're either here because you love Devinah as much as I do and you're doing a little research, or it's a new to you brand and you're doing some research. So I hope that this video is helpful for you. So this is going to be the first of two videos swatching my entire Devinah collection. Whether, like I said, whether you're here researching for your own collection or you just enjoy getting to see pretty swatches, I hope that you enjoy. But if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. All right, just a little housekeeping. I do want to say that some of these shades are PR and some have been purchased. Now in this video, I think that most of these have been purchased by me. I'm sorry, I'm not organized enough to know exactly which shades have been sent to me and which ones I purchased. I have purchased a lot of Devinah cosmetics before I was ever given PR. I've purchased after I've been given PR. I just really love the products from this brand. So I do want to say that some of them were given to me in PR. I will give you my honest thoughts on all of them, of course. Now, if you are shopping before a big sale like Black Friday, I do believe the brand basically turns off, for lack of a better word, any creator codes. But if you're shopping at any other time, including sometimes like the sales where they have bundles on sale or different things, you usually can stack a creator code, and mine is Keep Beauty Real if you would like to use that. Some exclusions apply. You know, I always just say, type it into the box and see what happens. All right, I'm not going to keep you any further. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed getting to make it for you. All right, it's Devinah Day. Little ASMR moment. So you are seeing the first of two videos of this swatch series. I figured since I have so many shades, it would just be worth it, more convenient for everybody to split this into two videos. So today we are going to be doing all of my matte shades. I know that everybody is so ready for the sparkles, but let me tell you, if you have not purchased any Devinah mattes, you really need to do so. You need to do so. Pick up a couple that just call you in so that you can try the formula. I absolutely love them. They are really well priced. I just can keep going on and on. So we're going to do these today. Make sure you are subscribed if you're not already so that you're notified of when my video of the sparklies comes up. So also make sure to hit that bell because that's what y'all have to do. You know, YouTube's out here not being super kind to us small creators. Half the time, even if you hit the bell, it doesn't tell you anyway. So mattes today, sparkles probably within the next day, I would think. We'll see how this all goes up. I'm trying to get this up. This is Black Friday season of 2024, and it is time to get into it. So we are going to move these over. By the way, if you're curious why I always put this towel down, I feel like I do have a white vanity top, and I feel like it just really goofs with the true color. I have been working on trying to get a lighting setup so that I can hopefully show you the shifts when we get to the shimmers, but also just not be too blown out. So I will be trying to make sure that this looks as accurate as possible. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to be doing arm swatches for all of you, sharing with you all of my thoughts on these shades, telling you some of my favorites. I will not be doing any sort of primer. It will just be naked skin. I will say after a while, once I'm having to wipe these swatches off, my skin tends to get a little dry. What I do then usually is I just spray some Fix Plus, rub it in, and then let that completely dry. So it just sort of like helps my skin from freaking out, and it isn't overly dry skin trying to swatch these mattes. Personally, I feel like the Devinah mattes, they don't swatch as well as they perform, so keep that in mind. They are gorgeous. Hopefully you will get the idea as we're going through here. Oh, I should say, as we get into here, I think what I'm going to do is, rather than like showing you every single like swatch quote unquote live, I'm just going to do a row. We can go over them. This just makes it so much quicker for you to see the shades that you want. Honestly, it also makes it quicker for me to edit. So that is what we're going to do. I usually just do like 2 passes, sometimes 3, just to get it smoothed out. I'm not, honestly, y'all, I am not one to like pack on a shade unrealistically. I'd rather honestly have a swatch that isn't quote unquote Instagram worthy, but have it be what I think is a true representation of the shade. All right, I feel like I started strong with great swatches and it sort of went downhill once we got to the dark ones. So clearly these two maybe should have been placed up here. Listen, y'all, I'm not a swatch robot. I don't know what to tell you. So now let's talk about these as we go through. I will put up the name on the screen in case you want to take a screenshot, or in case my pronunciation doesn't help you find it on the site. I'm going to do whatever I can. All right, so this is Zorina. This is honestly, I think, a very unique shade because this peach is ever so slightly grungified. I don't know how to, it's like a grungy pastel. It's very pretty. I think if you want a peach but you have an olive undertone like I do, this is just so pretty. It just really, I don't know, it's just so pretty. Here we have Iduna. This is very beautiful. We also have Naevia or Naevia, again, on the screen. If you're looking at the difference between these two, I personally feel like Iduna has a bit more brown neutrality to it. This is definitely more of like a neon orangey peach. Now, moving into the yellows, we have Anastasia or Anastasia, depending on how you like to pronounce that. This is a little bit more goldenrod. Then we have Toska and we have Capri. Capri is obviously more of that very like light lemon yellow. Here we have Astrea, and then we have Sura. I personally feel like it's almost more into that pink orange red combo. It's not a true red. It's not an orange, but it does have a bit of pink. That's probably not helpful, but I'm just telling you what I think. That also rhymed. All right, now moving into the neutrals. Well, not really neutrals, the brownie, sort of brownies. I don't know. Honestly, with undertones, once you start lining them all up, you're like, well, this isn't actually a brown. So here's the thing. Two of these are actually technically the same shade. I'm going to reach out to the brand and see, because I'm kind of like very confused. But anyway, let's start with Earthsworn. This is one of the new shades from the Twilight Whispers collection. This next shade is Manic. Now you can see where Earthsworn is definitely that grayed out brown. Manic has that chocolate raspberry fudge vibe to it. Very pretty. Okay, these two are both listed as Adorn. This one is my new Adorn, and this is my first Adorn I ever got. I busted the pan, as you can see here. I traveled with it, it chipped, and I just didn't want it to keep chipping, so I bought a new one, and this is the new Adorn. I never put them side by side. So I'm going to reach out to Deandra and see which one of these, I'm just going to check in with her. So based on our conversation, I'm going to put a little blurb here to let you know. I personally love, I mean, both shades are very pretty, but I loved the undertone of the original Adorn. So I will let you know. Okay, moving into more swatches. Okay, here we go with some pinky, purpley sort of shades. I do have some other purples. These are just more of the like either warmer purples or more neutrally leaning purples. I'm telling y'all, it's just very hard. It's very hard to, you know, get these exactly into categories. Anyway, this is Passion. This is one that I have used a lot. This and Lucretia are both very pretty. If you can see here, Passion is a bit more, I would say, warm pink leaning, like almost like it has a bit of red to it. Then here, Lucretia has almost a bit of that like burnt terracotta peachy, just stunning. I love them both. This next one, I don't think I've actually worn this one a lot. It is, I believe, Elara. Honestly, the back has kind of wiped off a little bit, but I will double check. And of course, it'll be listed on the screen. Nemesis is definitely a stunner. Then we have Desma. The difference between these two, I would say that Nemesis is a bit warmer and Desma is a bit cooler, leaning into a purple. So this is really that neutralized plum. This is definitely leaning a little bit more into purple. I probably could have put this one in with the purples. Now, these two are honestly just sort of like standouts. I didn't quite know where to put these. This is Persephone? Pandora. It's Pandora. Sorry about that. A beautiful, dusty, light, like muted out mauve. Absolutely stunning. Then we have Ilithyia. Ilithyia is very, very bright in the pan. I think you have to pack it on to quite get it like that kick in the pants. It's also a bit firmer packed than what I find that most Devinah mattes are. That could be part of why. So I just kind of had to like rub in fairly hard to get it to come out quite as much, but you could absolutely pack that on, or if you put it on over a primer, obviously it's going to get quite a bit of pop to it. We'll just go into the purples next. I'm actually gonna try to fit them. I'll try to fit my purpley shades in next to these. Actually, I probably should have done that before, but we'll just keep going on in this arm so you can kind of compare what I have. Okay, holy shit. Tessa is out here living her best life. I swatched. I literally just did one wipe in the pan and like went, and I was like, whoa, that is incredible. Okay, so this is Tessa. I remember when the shade was launched and I was like, ooh, gotta have it. Incredible. So the next one is Tacenda, very beautiful purple. Then we have Lucius. Lucius is a really gorgeous, that's kind of a crappy swatch, but it's a beautiful, like dusty purple. Just, I don't know, absolutely magical. Then the next one is Virago. I love this one. It's super pretty. It does have, I would say, a bit more warm pink to it than this purple up here. This one, I've already lost myself. That one's Tacenda. So then this last one is Magnus, and this is one of the newer shades. This is from Fantasia, and this is a beautiful grayed out purple. So absolutely gorgeous. Stunners, stunners. If you like pink, holy crap. This shade right here. All right, slightly irritated. I realized I missed a blue after I swatched. Okay, our first shade is Mirror Lake. So that is definitely more of a true, well, I would say it's a blue with a little bit of purple to it, actually. The next one is Cassius, beautiful dusty lavender. Then we have Remi. Remi is just so pretty. I think I used this one in my Beetlejuice look. I did a like Beetlejuice movie inspired look, and I think I used that one, and I'm just realizing I never put that one on Instagram, so I'm gonna have to do that. The next one is Candy. Now Candy, to me, and it could just be because of my olive skin, if you can see here, it has almost a slight bit of a blue greenness to it, especially if I, you know, sort of like blend it out a little bit. Let me just pack it on a little bit more here so that you can see. Okay, so this to me is a warmer blue, and this is a cooler blue. So it kind of depends on what you like to see and what you want to see as it blends out. The next one, that baby blue shade, is Ice Drop. And then our last shade is a newer shade, that is Raven's Frost. I really love this shade. I'm actually going to swatch this shade when I get to my like dusty green so that you can compare to a couple others as well. So there are the blues. I've got some cleaning to do, and then we're going to get into the grays and the purples. Okay, this is so interesting to see. Let me see if I can zoom you in just a little bit more here. There we go. I'm going to kind of extend my arm just so we can kind of see. I can't believe I had to put Karma in the crook of my elbow. Anyway, so let's see. We ended on Raven's Frost. So the next shade, these first two, you might actually be like, okay, are those the same shade? They are not. The first one is Frisson, or Frisson, depending on how you pronounce that. And then the next one is Ethereal. I would personally say that Ethereal has a bit, and I'm just talking like a bit more. Maybe you'll be able to even see it in the pan. Let me pop these here. So Ethereal has a bit more brown to it, where it's, I mean, slightly more neutral, whereas the other is just a little bit more like bluish to purple toned. Then we have Esme, such a beautiful dusty grungy purple. We have Elysium, which is definitely more blue toned. It's the most blue of the grays here. Then moving into, let's see here, we have, oh, Zane. We have Zane after Deandra's pup. And then the next one is, sorry, I'm trying to pull these all up, Patrina. I absolutely love Patrina. I love both of them, but there's just something to the shade of Patrina. It's just so deep. It's like the deepest, like if you took grapes and ashes. That's what I'm going to say. Now, the next one is Grunge. This is a newer shade to Devinah, and it's a beautiful, sort of like off black. Here you can see it definitely has a charcoal leaning undertone. I would actually say that this almost has a bit of, and I'm just talking like a bit of like a olivey gray. So here you can see you've got a lot of purple, and then in this one you've got a lot of like blue. This is almost like a blue purple right here, so definitely the undertone is different. And then we have, of course, Karma, which is the brand's black, and it's gorgeous. It's sensitive. It's very soft, but it's gorgeous. Okay, so cool tone lovers, eat your heart out. All right, here we have some of my favorite colors to get from Devinah, and that is the greens. I just think they're just so fun, so unique. Now, these top two here, while you might not consider them green, I do consider them olive-based. And that is something that is just so nice to have. Let me tell you, this first shade, Kalon, if you are olive-skinned and you are looking for a beautiful, like, transitional nude shade, this is it. This is it. It's so beautiful. It's like a khaki, slightly green, but it's just delicious. It's everything. The next one is also very lovely. It's a little bit more brown base, and it does have, I personally think it's a little bit cooler toned. So that's Freya, also one that I use a lot of. Here we have these two beautiful bright greens. The first one is Courtney. That's definitely more of that like green yellow shade. I would say it's definitely more yellow leaning. The next one is Elphaba. I actually just did this in a 2 shadow look this last week. And then we have the shade Viridian. Absolutely a beautiful like Crayola green, you know, it's got that beautiful undertone. I just love it. Then we have, okay, I think I've asked this so many times. It's either Saudade or Saudade. Again, it's on the screen. And then here we have Fossick. So Fossick is darker and a bit more, I would say like a bit more of that like army green. This one's a bit lighter, more of an olive. All right, I had a feeling that this might happen. I realized I missed a shade. I've got it in a BYOP that's going up next week. So this is Persephone, and I absolutely have to share this one because I think that this is a really great, oh, I changed the lighting too for the shimmer, so it's probably a little dark right now. Sorry. I'll get you a little closer to this light. So this one is nice because it's a little bit cooler leaning, but it has some neutrality to it too, you know, so it's got almost like a hint of a gray brown, but it's a cooler toned green. So these other two I already shared with you. The first one is Saudade. Of course it would be that one. And then we have Fossick. So just for that little comparison there. I knew I would forget one. Okay, back to the other swatches. Ugh, I just found another one. I'm going to throw it in here. So the shade is Bambi. It's this beautiful, like warm, I just threw it in between a couple other shades, but here you go. It's this beautiful warm brown. I put it here in between Earthsworn and Manic so that you could see the difference. It's definitely, I'm sorry again, because the lighting I changed to film the shimmers, but it's a beautiful, rich, like caramely brown. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. So I had to put it in here. It's like a red orange base. Yummy, yummy. We have Kadra. This one is absolutely stunning. Then we have Envy. I think that Envy is such a, whoop, let me come up here a little bit more. Beautiful, like bright aquatic color. This next one is Thisbe. And then we have London Fog. And then here again is Raven's Frost. So I just kind of wanted to sort of compare London Fog and Raven's Frost. It's so interesting because next to a really blue, London Fog looks more teal. So it's just so interesting. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So I also realized, I mean, I did tell you some of the shades that I absolutely love, but I will denote with an asterisk next to the ones that I just use, adore, have all the time, would definitely repurchase if they shattered, or possibly have repurchased if they shattered, so that you can know some of my top favorites as well. Also, if you are a Devinah matte lover, please let us know in the comments the shades that you love. And if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It really does help me out here on my channel. You know that I absolutely love my Devinah shadows, and I hope that this was helpful for you. Now, if you are watching this before Black Friday, of course, snag those deals. If you are not, my code KEEPBEAUTYREAL will save you on all of these. I'm pretty sure that all the mattes are applicable. So save that coin. Use a code. It doesn't have to be mine, but if you wanted to, that would be great. And I hope you all have fun shopping for your Devinah shades, and I will see you really soon.